Hi guys, Linnea here. I thought I would do a short video on how I do my black salt. So I'm going to show you two things. One thing and tell you one thing. So the first thing I add is my charcoal. And I'm just doing a small batch today. So I'm just going to add one charcoal. I'm doing a small batch for a friend of mine. So I just break that up. And it's a little harder in this guy than it is in a big one. But this is what I use for my charcoal. My nice brass bowl that I use for my charcoal and salts and other things like that. So I just break that up, get it good and broke up. A lot of people use the other end of a pestle, but I like to use the big end. So I just want to get that good and ground down. I don't want any big chunks. Doesn't need to be a fine powder, but it does need to be a powder. So I get that ground down, and the next thing that I would add would be some pepper. And I add whole peppercorns to mine. And I don't need a lot here because, like I said, I'm making a small batch. So I would just add a few. And I don't really grind those up. You could break a couple if you want, just to kind of get the value in there. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. Charcoal is, it's generally brings prosperity of all kinds into your life. It's cleansing, it's purifying, and it represents wealth as well. The peppercorns can be used for dark or light magic, for lack of a better word. They take care of negative energy, petty jealousy. They can bring courage. They keep people from trespassing. If you wanted to put black salt, which I do, in your herbal bit that you put around your house, the borders of your home or property, peppercorns are good for that. And a lot of people use peppercorn in hot foot powders and those types of things for good or bad workings. It's said if you sprinkle pepper behind someone when they're leaving, they won't come back, that type of thing. So the next thing I would use would be ash. And I know charcoal is put in ash, but I also use ash. I use ash because, well, there's many reasons I use ash, but I save all my ash from, and I use a little more ash than I do charcoal. So my workings are not, my salt, black salt is not as dark as some. I use incense ash, I use money ash, I use all types of ash. And I'll tell you a little secret here. I'm getting charcoal that was not fully burned. I use my charcoal ash as well. That's resin ash that you're hearing popping there. Mix that all together. I'm just going to do a little quieter mixing of that. Smells good. Okay. So we've got our ash and charcoal mixture there. It's not as broke up as I'd like it to be, but got some resin in it, so it's probably not going to break up completely. Plus, it's got the peppercorns in there, and I don't want to break those up completely either. So we're going to leave it there. Now, what I would tell you is the next thing, if I were going to make a certain type of salt, and I call it salt, but it's not. There are times that I use this for workings, and I've never told anybody this, so this is a new thing coming out. But sometimes I go just this far, and I add some ancestor ash to this. So it becomes very powerful. It's a very powerful thing that I use in just certain workings that we won't necessarily discuss. And I call it Ancestral Black Salt. And it's just a bit. You don't need a lot. I add just a bit of ancestral ash to this, and I would bottle this and use it for very special workings. And I would stop at that. I would not add salt to that. And you don't add salt because spirits have a hard time getting through salt. Salt is an anti-spirit type thing. So at any rate, the next ingredient I would add to my black salt, of course, is salt. And I'm using sea salt here. I don't think it really particularly matters what salt you use, but I'm using some sea salt. And again, I'm making this black salt for a very special friend. You just want to mix that up really well. So now I've got some really good black salt. It's completely finished. It's ready to be blessed. And there it is. Completely ready to go. Black salt. Good stuff. Can be used for all kinds of things. Dark, light, blessings, protections. It can be put in your yard mixture, as I said, to go around your yard to protect your house. It can be put in mojo bags. It can be used in poppets as well for protection or healing. Black salt is pretty multi-purpose. It's a good thing to make. It's a good thing for a witch to have. And I hope this has helped you. This is just my recipe. Please feel free to, 6 eyes. Please feel free to take and subtract as you will to make your own. And I hope this has helped a lot. And please subscribe, stick around, like my videos, and I would love to see you more often. Again, my name is Linnea. Remember that you are divine and sacred beings of light and love, and I love each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.